So yesterday, if you recap, yesterday we created this ES job and with the parameters, right, team? So today we'll continue on the same. So we'll create, we'll look into more on the parameters and dependency parameters and so on. Okay. Setup and maintenance. Click on the search. This is FSCM. So now connected to EHQ test instance team. So need to be create the new one again. Let's create a quickly an ESS job over here. Let's see if I have any the previous. Yeah, one of the report is there. We'll use this TL40. Just try to edit. Just I'm trying to delete all these teams. Again, we create the parameters over here. Okay. So create two parameters, which is the supplier number and the site. And this is the data type is a string. And the page element is text box. Save and create another. This is site. This is string. Save and close. Okay. Save and close. So as of now, we created two parameters followed by the plain text box team, right? So it's time to create the list of values for these parameters, okay? To create an LOVs, there is a dedicated tab for us, manage list of value sources. So here you need to create an LOV team, okay? So click on the new. LOVs are two types, predefined and the user-defined team. So predefined is nothing but we need to be use a VOs, a VO definition. For example, if it is a PO, their suppliers, right? So further PO, their suppliers, Oracle is giving a corresponding VO for that team. VO definition, you need to be used. There is no direct table access to create that LOV. Okay. If it is AP invoice all, you need to be get AP invoice all corresponding VO. Now we'll look into that, how we will get a corresponding VO for a specific table. Just navigate to docs.oracle.com. Something financials. Here, navigate to analyze and report. So within the create and edit analytics and reports here, review data lineage team. It's from analyze and report, which is review data lineage. Here need to be connected to the Oracle account. Whoever has the Oracle account, just try to access these team. Whoever do not have, right? No worries. I placed a couple of files in our G Drive. Just have a look into that. Okay. Here, yeah, these are the review data lineage, database mapping, view object sheets team. So the latest version you may download 25A. So in this sheet, you may get all your table corresponding viewers. OTBA subject areas. Just scroll to the right side. Database object team. It's a table name. Search with POZ suppliers. Okay. I need two tables here. POZ suppliers followed by sites all team. So this is a POZ suppliers database objects DB table. For this table, these are the corresponding columns. In that, I need a segment one database column team. The left-hand side, there is a VO definition team. So get this VO definition. This is the corresponding VO definition for our VO. And suppliers team. This is supplier sites. This is VO. Okay, the way you need to be get the VOs here. So whenever you copy paste the VOs like this, right? You need to be remove analytics keyword from here. Analytics keyword team. Do remove is most important. Analytics keyword you need to be used. Okay. And get this VO and try to create your own LOVs team. Whoever do not have an Oracle account, the sheet already was there in your G Drive team. Just search with this, OTBI database mapping, you will get it. So this is your viewer definition name. So if you provide something wrong, right, so it will try to validate team here. See, there is a red color highlighting. It's something invalid. Something application name, you may use anyone. List of value source name. Supplier, it's a user defined name team. What is the name you have to provide? TL47 supplier Vivo. Save and close. The way LOV types are two types, predefined and the user defined. The predefined representing to use the standard VOs for the corresponding table, whereas the user defined, you may write the SQL statement to get the values as per your requirement. Later on, we'll see how we can use the user defined. Okay. Save and close. Now the site VO. So we create two VOs team. Now, these two VOs you may use for any ESS job, not only for specific this team. We are not created these two VOs for a specific ESS job. We created as a public within the application team. You may use these VOs anywhere for any ESS job. For any ESS job definition, these VOs you may use. The way, whenever you're trying to create any parameter team, first verify within the manage list of values, whether the parameter is already available or not. If it is already available, right, you may use that team directly. Okay, that is how we can use for an existing parameter for a ESS job. Here we have an option team. Manage job definition. There is a copy from existing job definition here. There's an option. Copy from existing job definition. Here you will get an existing ESS job definition parameters over here. So select the ESS job. If any parameters are there, right, click on OK. This parameter will straight away will be added here. Okay. Now edit the parameter and map with your list of values team. As of now, page element we used as the plain text box. Now change to the list of values team. So now it is prompting, select your LOV source. So click on the search. So I've said something TL47. This is supplier VO team. Click on OK. And the attribute segment one, I need a segment one value. The display purpose team, segment one, and the party name, however you want. You may use n number of attributes for a display purpose, and this value will be passed as the internal team. This value will pass to your data model. This is for display purpose. This value goes to the internal team. Save and close. Now select the site, edit. It's a list of values. List of values, select the site, edit, it's a list of values. 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 It's a list of valu This is site Vivo. So I need the vendor site code. Vendor site code, save and close. So now what happens when you execute, when you run this ESS job, you may see these two parameters with the LOV stream. Okay. Now it's time to set the dependency between these two, the dependency. Otherwise, we won't see the combination of suppliers and sites information, right? In order to get those, you need to add a dependency between these two parameters, however we did for data model team. Okay. So to set the dependency between two parameters for a ESS job, first select the parent parameter team. Select the parent parameter, edit. So instead of segment 1, just pass vendor ID team as the internal vendor ID. Save the work. Select your dependency parameter. There is an option here, manage dependencies. Select your dependency parameter, manage dependencies team. Now the question to you, supplier number, the first parameter supplier number, what is the value it will return team to the data model? When you run
vendor ID.
vendor ID, right? Do remember team, vendor ID. Now see, the site manage dependencies. This site parameter depends on this Vivo team. This Vivo, the available view criteria for the search team. There is a by search keywords you may use here, by vendor ID, by vendor site ID team. So I need the by vendor ID. Just the right side team here. Immediately it will create a bind variable. So what it is saying, supplier site pvo dot vendor ID equals to which parameter you want to be passed. So the mapped parameter is supplier number I'm going to be select. Supplier number is returning vendor ID team. So indirectly, supplier site pvo dot by vendor ID equals to supplier number dot vendor ID. So you will get the dependency values. Team getting the dependency.
Yes.
Everyone teams, most important. Simply we are adding a join condition by using this by search keywords. So whichever try to open the dependency parameter LOV and use the by search keywords, right? Vendor site ID, it's not possible to map with your supplier number team. Okay, since site ID is not available in that, it's not a parent table, right? It's not a child table. Only option vendor ID is available, so we use the same. I'll try to run the CSS job. Let's see. Tools, schedule process, schedule new process, something TL40. Click on OK. Supplier number team. Try to select some supplier over here. And for the supplier, there is no sites. There is no sites. There is a site team for this. Okay. Try to submit. Now it's the running status. There are no issues. Just we are verifying the parameters. CD. So these are parameters here. All parameter values. So argument 1 was passed your vendor ID. The argument 2 passed as your vendor site code team. Okay. So the way you may go for the dependency parameters and try to, get the desired result. So move on to the next within the ESS job definition team. Any doubts over here? Team.
So, I mean, one question. So, you defined the parameters, right? So, if we are going to register the BI publisher report as ESS job, then we need to define parameters here, right? Not in the data model, or how does it?
You mean to see the list of values for the parameter?
Not list of value, the parameter itself, okay? Because you can define parameters at data model level, and you can and
Correct.
now here you are defining at
ESS job
ESS
level.
job level. So
Yes.
which one? You need to do it both the places or
Both
just
level,
one?
right? Both level we need.
We need, okay,
See,
okay.
there is a parameter at the data model level. In order to pass a value for that, obviously you need to create a parameter at the ESS job level as well. It's a one-to-one mapping.
Okay,
And
okay,
similarly, the second use case, for that report, if you are going to be create an ESS job, the LOVs, please maintain it ESS job level only. It's not required
okay.
at the data model level.
Okay,
It's a
okay.
plain
Got it.
text at the data model level.
Okay, okay. Thank you.
The user wants to be run the report from the both places. Then obviously
Okay,
it's required both places. The
okay,
LOVs and all. There is no change.
okay. Thank you.
Okay. Now, rest of people team. Any doubts over here? Any clarification? Okay. Now I'm going to be create one more parameter. Supplier number one something, string, and text box, save and close. So for this supplier number one, use create a user-defined LOVT. It's a user-defined. Write an SQL statement over here. Select segment one from the widget suppliers. Okay. And use vendor ID as well. Let's see. It's not allowing. Terminator is not required. Save and close. So we created one of LOV team here, right? This is a user-defined LOV. Now try to map this user-defined LOV with our parameter. Page element to a list of values or the choice list. This is supply number LOV. CT. You are getting the two IDs here, segment one and the vendor ID. However you want, you may use. And this display purpose, I use the segment one, save and close. And save and close it. Now again, edit the ESS job. So click on the dependency here. As of now, for this site, which one is the parent parameter team for the site? Team for a site. We set as the dependency, right? What is the parent parameter we use for the site?
Supply number.
Supply number, right? Now it's trying to use supply number one team as a parent, okay? Now click on the manage dependencies. You may use the supplier number, no issues team, since it is returning vendor ID, okay? But for example, it is a dependent, if it is dependency parameter team, if it is dependency parameter, assume AP invoice all, you are using something AP invoice all table view, and you want to be set the dependency between something AP invoice table versus the supplier table segment 1 to get associated supplier invoices, right? Now, click on the manage dependencies team here for your custom LOV. It's a blank. We cannot use the user defined LOV parameter as a dependency parameter with some other parameter. We cannot use a user defined LOV parameter as a dependency parameter since the available view criteria is blank. Team getting? Team, am I audible?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Yes.
It's a followed or a doubt or other question. Did not understand?
Yeah, Vijay, I'm confused, little bit confused. Okay, so for custom LOV, like which we prepared, like there is no dependency we can do, right?
See, do not confuse. Create one more parameter here. Okay. Site 1 string and the list text box, save and close. Create an LOV. One more. User defined. Okay. Now map this user defined LOV with our parameter team. Site 1. Just reshuffle here. The internal value vendor site code, display purpose, vendor site code, save and close. Now, it's time to set the dependency between supply number versus your site or this supply number versus site. Select your dependency parameter where you want to be set. Click on the manage dependencies team. Then how I can set a dependency for my supply number? Does it allow in team?
No.
No. We cannot use a user defined parameter as a dependency parameter team. But you can use as a parent parameter to a dependency parameter. Okay, just keep practice, you will get this. Now, independent value setting. If you want to be getting independent values for a parameter, how will you get? For example, yes or no, these two values I want to be get for a parameter. How will you get that? Okay. So for that, the lookups will come into picture team. The lookups. Setup and maintenance. Search. It's a manage. Common lookups. For example, there is a lookup nationality team. The nationality. So this lookup has nationality in name and the code team. Okay. These two values I would like to be get my parameter as a independent team. So if it is standard, you may get a standard lookup. If it is a custom, right, the functional people will create a custom lookup and you may use that lookup to get an independent value stream as a parameter. So for that, first create a list of values against your lookup stream. Okay, so there is a viewer is available. That viewer is not listed in your review database mapping lineage sheets. So you need to be handy with you, team. I will give you that. API. So this should be have here. Yeah. So this is common lookup of Vivo team. Okay. I pinged in the chat screen. Keep everyone handy with you team. So now create an LOV here. Common lookup Vivo, which is pointing to your common lookups team. Save and close. So we created one of the lookup for a big common lookup Vivo. Now create a parameter and map with this team. So this Vivo team, the common lookup Vivo, indirectly, it depends on FND lookup values table team. That's it. FND lookup values table. This is nationality. Ring, text box, list of values. This is my common lookup Vivo. So lookup code internally I'm mapping. Lookup code and the meaning team. I need for display purpose. Save and close. So we created a parameter and it's mapped with our lookup LOV team. It's time to get your own specific values from that left-handed lookup values table team, right? We need to be get a lookup values from a specific lookup type, which is nationality, right? For that, again, the dependencies will come into picture. Select your parameter, click on the manage dependencies. You may see the available view criteria since we use the standard Vivo. So by lookup type team, by lookup type, select view criteria, immediately to create a bind variable for us team. So the mapped parameter, so I'm not getting any value as a source from a parent by using these parameters. Just use hardcode team in a single quotes nationality. A single quotes, the lookup type, sorry, in double quotes, it need to be entered as nationality. Select lookup type team. Select lookup, sorry, that is that we used. Yeah. So in this parameter, select code and the lookup type from FND lookup values where lookup type equals to nationality. This is our table structure table directly. Select lookup meaning and the code from FND lookup values where lookup type equals to nationality. Team, it's clear?
Yes.
Yeah.
And okay, save and close and try to verify it. So these are your custom ones, site 1 and the supplier number 1 is a custom one team, right? Now the nationality, see, now we are trying to get the nationality lookup values from a nationality lookup type team, a specific lookup type, not for all. Okay. So this about how to create the parameters followed with the custom and the user defined and the predefined list of values team. So any doubts over here, move on to the next ESS job sets.
One question here is like in current ABS we have custom application, right, for our custom development. So
Yeah.
whatever you are creating lookup, LOV, it is always you are selecting some.
There is no custom concept here, right? For all the modules.
So application that.
Yeah.
Okay.
Everything should be standards only we need to be used. There is no XXC payables, there is no XXC receivables like that.
Application creation was an
Yeah, that is.
extension part, right? Kind of.
Yeah. No, we cannot extend any of the applications here. Whereas, see, within the on-premise, you may have XX pivot top, and within that reports US folder, you may move the RDF, right?
That is a custom thing. I was like looking, we are creating custom lookup, so we select a custom application.
Yeah.
We are
So everything will point to the standard application only here.
right. So
If
what
it is
what
belong-
application used to select? Any application or
Any application, you may select no issues.
we
See,
can just observe, we can decide ourselves, right?
yeah, for
For our
example,
purpose.
if it is GL related LOB, then go for GL application. Okay. If it is something sales order, right? Go for order management application.
The thing is identify by a name, right? Not by application, right? So whatever the custom objects
Yeah.
we are creating, we have to give our name accordingly. Okay.
Other Steve.
Yeah, Ajay, actually, when we are creating parameters and assigning value sets in EBS, so we'll, let's say, for example, table value set, like we will select the table and we'll enter the condition, right? Where conditions and multiple joins in the same. So
Yes.
like that, we don't have here, right?
We do not have.
On-
Obviously,
yeah.
can go for the user defined LOB.
Even in user-defined LOB, we cannot directly mention the joins, right? Like, but only
The
we
select
will select.
statement, Oracle is providing a provision to be write a select statement, right?
Correct. Okay.
User
The
defined. You can
whole,
be, how
whole,
you want to be write a select statement over there.
yeah, whole select statement we can directly write for getting the values directly.
Number of
Yeah.
tables from class, where class, everything it will accept.
Oh, okay, okay, got it. Yeah.
The only disadvantage, we cannot use that parameter as a dependency. That's it.
Understood. Understood. Okay.
Okay. Job sets team. Have you ever created request sets within the on-premise team?
Yes.
Not say no.
Yes.
Yes, yes.
Okay. So what are the request set types? By anyone, any chance remember? Request set types. No one?
In sequence or parallel.
Yeah, it's a serial and the parallel, right? Appreciate. Serial and the parallel team. So the same here also, request set is nothing but a job set. Job sets contains a group of job definitions plus again the job set team. The set of the jobs, if you want to be execute, job set will come into picture. Job set are two types, same as serial and the parallel. Okay. Serial is nothing but, for example, in your set, there are 3 ESS jobs or their team, A, B, C. Okay. So, job sets, it's a serial and parallel. So if it is serial, assume my job set name is XXA job set. So in this, I have placed 2 ESS jobs team, TL40, supplier report 1 is my ESS job, and the TL40 report 2 and report 3. Okay. If it is a serial write, when you submit this job set for an execution, when the first ESS job is successfully completed, then only the second ESS job will be executed. Team. It will submit for an execution. When the jobs report 2 is successfully completed, then only job 3 will be submitted for an execution. The way you may put a condition between these 3 ESS jobs and give an instruction for an execution. So for the first ESS job, even though if it is a warning, yes, I can go for the report 2 submission. The way you may add a condition. The only status you may add a condition between the ESS job. If it is report 1 is error, stop the process. Report 2 is an error, stop the process. Even though if it's report 3 is an error, I would like to go for report 3. Yes, you can. The way you may set a dependency between these 3 ESS jobs by using serial job setting, whereas the same within the parallel. There is no dependency. These 3 ESS jobs will at a time will be submitted within the job set for an execution. Randomly, it will try to execute it. Whereas here, it's a sequential execution based on the status, the next ESS job will be submitted. Team, it's clear? Job set types.
Yes, sir.
Yes.
So click on the new job set. This is TL47 supplier. Serial set. So use something TL47 package. Job sets steps, serial and the parallel. As of now, use a serial team. Right side, there's an option to be added job set step. Click on the new, add step ID is 10. Select your ESS job or a job set team. However, if you want to be select a job definition, use this and set, then use this. Something TL40. Click on OK. Add one more. 20. And is there? Okay. Something there is a supplier. Is there someone's? Click on OK. So there are 2 ESS jobs I added here. C team by default. Whenever the first ESS job is successfully completed, then only the second will be submitted. If it is a warning, if it is an error, here itself the process will be stopped. Even if it is a warning, I would like to go for the second ESS job for an execution. The 20 sequence, nothing but second. Even if it is error, for all scenarios, for all the status, the second ESS job status will be submitted. In generally, we never use for an error. So it depends on the use case. We may enable the warning status also to be considered to be execute the next ESS job. So once it is done, right, one of the mandatory property need to be added here, team. So system properties, the last region here, click on add system property. The name system effective application. And the value is FSCM ESS since we are in FSCM, right? Click on OK. It's a mandatory team. Save and close. Schedule new process. Select the job set, not the job. This is serial set. Click on OK. There are 2 ESS jobs. Select the first ESS job, fulfill the parameters. Select the second ESS job, fulfill the parameters. The same schedule and the notification. And when you click on the submit team, for example, you defined your ESS job, but sorry, you defined your ESS job set here, but you did not define that system property team. This system property, if you're not defined, then what happens when you click on the submit, it will throw an error. So-and-so application was not defined for this ESS job set, hence I cannot submit. Will throw an exception since it's a mandatory to be add system properties, which is system effective application is FSM ESS. So how will you get these values team? Okay, so these values you may get it from manage job definitions. Click on the ESS job definition, the job application name team. You may use EAR HCM ESS, CRM ESS, FSCM ESS. These are the possible values team you may use. Okay. Now the set was submitted, and the very first, the 10th sequence supplier report is trying to execute. If it is a warning or succeeded, the second sequence will be submit. If it is error, it want to be submit the second sequence team. Now the second also been submitted except supplier details team. Now click on the hierarchy. You may see the parent to child relationships instead of the independent. This is my serial set. Expand. This is the first one. This is second one. It's been successfully executed. There is no issue with this set. Okay. So this is about job set creation team. You may give a practice for parallel. There is no conditions like this team. Simply it will add a 10 and 20 sequence without these conditions team. Just give a practice from your end. So that's about ESS jobs and the job definitions team. Okay. So that's it for the day. The next Monday, we'll see this, the most important topic, standard reports customization team. Standard report customization. First, we'll look into the data model customization. Sorry, first we'll look into the report customization. Then we'll look into data model. Then we'll look into again the lexical parameter data model customization as well. 3 use cases we'll see on Monday onwards. So any doubts before closing for the day?